suggest you take a look at the description, because there you're going to find an explanation of why I haven't released my next review yet. It's really important. I would explain it on here, but I really don't want to beat around the bush for those who will click on this video for the subject matter, so let's get right into it. People often ask me, why do you love Godzilla so much? What's so great about Japanese kaijus that makes you obsess over them? So I decided to make a video answering these questions and explaining why me and many others are obsessed with this odd genre of movies. So I'll start with the most obvious answer: kaijus are fucking awesome!
Of course, as if it even needed to be said, there's just something really epic, really entertaining about seeing gigantic monsters destroying cities and fighting each other. It can be done wrong, of course, but if you check out movies like Godzilla Final Wars or even Pacific Rim, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just pure and very fun entertainment, a feast for the eyes.
You should have seen my face when I was watching Godzilla 2014 and Pacific Rim at the theater. I was so excited that I looked like a rabid football fan, and I don't regret it, it was very awesome.
The kaiju genre is a great source of entertainment when you just want something that is stupidly awesome with some good action to it. The easiest comparison to make here is to the superhero genre. Just like comic book heroes, each kaiju has its own set of powers, abilities, and of course, enemies. Hell, sometimes monsters from different movies join together in order to defeat a bigger threat. Godzilla has been teaming up with fellow kaiju heroes from other movies in order to defeat an alien menace way before Marvel could even think about doing this in their cinematic universe. Okay, maybe kaiju films don't have the same gripping storylines as some of the most superior superhero films, but they can be taken seriously if they want to. Any Godzilla movie, even the worst ones in the collection, can be watched for the sake of a stupidly awesome entertainment alone. Same goes for Gamera or Ultraman, but if you want interesting characters and storylines, you can find that too in some of the most superior titles. Some of them can be very emotional as well. These franchises are so old that they have a lot of variety in them, and that's one of the many reasons I like them so much, to be honest.
Then there's a second reason of why we love kaiju so much. They are very damn scary.
Have you seen all those generic movies about natural catastrophes? I'm talking movies like Volcano, Twister, or even the more recent San Andreas. Wait, I think you got the wrong one. Didn't that have The Rock in it? There you go. These type of movies are, well, they are dumb, but they are also interesting because they dwell into one of our biggest fears as humans: massive destruction. And my personal theory is that natural disaster movies were inspired by kaiju movies a little bit. Just throw a big monster in there as the source of all the destruction, and you got pretty much the same thing, but a bit more entertaining. Okay, yes, this addition can make the destruction less scary because it doesn't rely on the fact that it may actually happen someday, but hell, it still can be very dark and grim. Take a look at the original Godzilla from 1954. People back then were really scared about nuclear catastrophes due to the recent war. Godzilla was a metaphor for the nuclear bomb, and it showed. The movie was dark and very artistic. The rest of the franchise is more cheerful and badass though, but some of them still have some very dark moments of destruction that actually make you fear Godzilla. Except for when he's been a dumbass hero that saves children. You're not Gamera, Godzilla. You're better than that. Even the recent American 2014 reboot had some scenes that showed how big and destructive these monsters are, and they were very effective at making you feel unsettled. If you want another example of a recent dark movie about kaijus, check out Cloverfield. I know it's a weird one, but I personally think it did a great job at showing you how disturbing a kaiju invasion can be in the first person view of a normal person like you and I. Assuming you are normal.
Now, some other people have asked me why do we enjoy the old kaiju movies so much. You know what I'm talking about. The Showa, Godzilla and Gamera movies. They are so cheesy and honestly just very, very stupid that we still love them. Why? Well, I just said it, they are just so stupid.
While more recent kaiju films can be awesome stupid, the older ones were just plain stupid most of the times. Think movies like Godzilla vs Megalon or Gamera vs Gyron. The bad acting, the silly looking suits, the crazy situations. It may not be good from a technical standpoint, but it's definitely very enjoyable. These old kaiju movies have such charm and personalities to them that it's hard to flat out hate them. Especially when they are as iconic as some of them are. Unless we're talking about Godzilla's Revenge, of course. Fuck that movie. It's similar to those cheesy yet hilarious old comic book shows like Adam West's Batman. I swear I am not forcing these comparisons with the superhero genre. The similarities it has with the kaiju genre is just an amazing coincidence. Even their development and cultural impact evolved in a similar way. I just wish kaijus were as popular as comic heroes.
But at the end of the day, there's one big reason of why kaijus have such a cult following that explains why they can be so awesome, scary, and or stupid. The people behind them are very creative.
To be brutally honest, the kaijus themselves are what personally really got me into this genre. When I first saw them in the video game Godzilla Save the Earth. Beasts like Destroya, King Ghidorah, Gigan, or even Godzilla himself. The people who made these monsters, most of them from Japan, put a lot of thought and effort into making memorable creatures. Even the clone characters like Mechagodzilla or Space Godzilla have a lot of charm and creativity to them. And to give credit where credit is due, the Ace Kaijus in the Gamera series of films are quite creative and badass as well. Just not as good as the ones in the Godzilla franchise in my opinion. Back in the day, the idea of a giant ape or a giant dinosaur destroying cities and fighting other giants was unheard of. It was a new type of entertainment, and it was quite original. These were no superheroes, these were monsters set loose on cities to kick each other's butts. And people loved it, especially in Japan. And I am so glad kaiju movies are starting to become more popular in the rest of the world because these movies fill me with adrenaline because of how fun and epic they can be.
And that's why kaijus have come such a long way. They made such a huge impact on our modern culture. And the sad thing is, not many people have realized this.
Godzilla may rival most superheroes as the franchise with one of the oldest fan bases that ever existed. There are almost 30 movies made about him, with 3 more on the works as we speak. Saying that Godzilla made an impact on geek culture over the world would be the understatement of the century. Same goes for Gamera, King Kong and Ultraman, but just not as much as the King of the Monsters. I freaking love Godzilla. More than Superman, Batman, Spider-Man or any superhero. There's people out there who praise these characters as if they were their own personal gods. I love comic heroes, but they got nothing on Godzilla and his kaiju friends. He's badass, he's powerful, and he's extremely iconic. Giant monsters may not be actual heroes, but their movies have as much cinematic action and creativity to them as in any superhero flick. Sometimes even more!
Of course, saying he's my god is a bit of a stretch, a cringy one at that, but it's my way of saying that I really love Godzilla and all of his friends and enemies. Don't get me wrong though, other examples like King Kong, Ultraman, Gamera, or even the more recent ones like Cloverfield or Pacific Rim still are very damn good examples of this genre that you should definitely check out as well. So come on, go watch any of those kaiju movies, trust me, you won't regret it. They can be creative, funny, unsettling, iconic, and most importantly, very freaking fun to watch. And in case you were wondering, yes, I am planning on doing a top 15 Godzilla movies countdown. But there's a new Godzilla film coming out this year, Shin Godzilla, and I am very excited about it. So I'd rather check that one out first before doing the list. Once I watch it, you can be hyped for this upcoming project of mine. This has been ObsidiusFan, a big fan of kaijus who wants everybody to understand why they have been so popular over the years. Think of them as these weird, destructive superheroes, and you will enjoy them as much as we do. Now that I think of it, I could have said that at the very beginning and that would have been enough to explain myself. Fuck it, I will go watch Pacific Rim and Godzilla Final Wars for the 10th time. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Ba 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 ba.
Oops, sorry, I forgot that I had the outro before I go. Well, that was my attempt at doing a different type of filler video. It was more of an editorial rant, so I hope you guys liked it. Thanks a lot for watching, and leave your thoughts down below. If you are interested in more kaiju videos, you can click on the first link so you can watch my top 15 Godzilla monsters, while the second one will direct you to my top 10 Godzilla designs. And finally, the third link will direct you to my top 10 kaijus in video games countdown. Check these videos out if you want to, and I really hope you enjoy them. This has been ObsidiusFan signing off. Now I will go fill up my daily need for kaiju awesomeness. See you guys next time!